Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. If analysts are correct, then I certainly suspect that there are going to be a whole lot of new millionaires on the planet thanks to XRP. I'm going to share with you analysis from a number of chart analysts in this particular video. And a lot of what they're saying, it still seems to be quite similar. Kind of like we saw opinions, more or less converge in the days leading up to the recent huge move up for XRP when it was around, close to 30 cents all the way up to almost 80 cents ultimately. And so we're seeing analysts talk about within the coming days getting back up to 75 cents to potentially 96 cents before ultimately jumping all the way up to about $20. So it's a fun ride. And look, I understand there has been a pullback lately, but I want to make a couple points on that because I don't see personally anything catastrophic about it. Although to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I just think it's fun to talk about these topics as an enthusiast, as a hobby, and make YouTube videos about it. But that is all that it is. If you would please ever so delicately tap the like button, I would definitely appreciate the support. And also, if you are a fan of XRP, well, gosh darn it, you might be the coolest person on the entire planet then. Wasn't that a nice thing I just said to you? Look at that compliment you just got. Why don't you return the favor by subscribing to the Moon Lambeau channel? Don't cost nothing, son. Now, as I record this, XRP is sitting at 64.9 cents. Bitcoin is at $18,897. You got the market cap for the asset class at $572 billion, and Bitcoin dominance at 61.27%. Now, here is the, let me pull the 24, here's the 24-hour chart for XRP. So you can see the 24-hour high, 71.2 cents, 24-hour low, 59.6 cents. So, a notable enough pullback, and that got some people fearful. Some people started capitulating once it got back down to that range. And I was thinking, okay, well, there you go. Humans doing what humans do. So is this some sort of greater sign that something is horrendously wrong with XRP? Because, with the emotional buying crypto in general, this is just what humans do. It's best to just acknowledge this in my humble opinion. It's like, is something actually fundamentally wrong? Well, how about this? Let's take a look at the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap, which is what's on your screen right now. Throw out Tether, which is the number 4 coin there, because it's a stable coin. It's not going to behave the same. What do you notice about, if you look over here on the weekly chart, where I'm circling my mouse right here, what do you notice about all of these weekly charts? Is it, are you noticing that they look very samey? They look very, very similar? So here's a point that I want to make, especially for people that are new in crypto, because you can verify this with your own eyeballs. If you have a set of eyeballs, or even just one reasonably decent eyeball, you can see what I'm talking about here. And so when you start wondering, oh my gosh, is something horrendously wrong with XRP? No. And so please understand this. XRP, as much as I believe that utility is of paramount importance when it comes to long-term viability of XRP, this asset class is in its nascency, and people are not sufficiently parsing out the differences between cryptocurrencies. So what does that mean? Well, it means that XRP, along with every other altcoin, is following the price action of Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin goes up, I find it leads the market, and sometimes you get this rotation where it'll be Bitcoin running, and then the altcoins. Sometimes they'll run a little bit at the same time, but you do frequently see this cycle back and forth. If you just look on your screen right here, you can see that the most recent pullback, it was not just XRP. It was all of the top 10 coins, even Bitcoin. So you can see it. They moved, especially over the last couple of days, the charts look very strikingly similar here, right? And so, no, there's not something fundamentally wrong with XRP. And so, yes, my investment thesis is that utility matters and will win the day, but in the short term, people don't care enough. And so as long as people are going to be bullish for the asset class just in general, XRP is a piece of that. It's just a part of that. And so, no, I don't have fear about XRP going to zero, any of this silly nonsense. But I'm also not willing to invest in cryptocurrencies that don't offer utility because I don't know when that sentiment is going to change. I don't know when people are going to, I don't know if it'll happen quickly or over a slower period of time, people start to recognize, no, we only want to invest in cryptocurrencies that are actually doing something, but it's going to come. You can't just throw money in stuff that doesn't do anything forever and expect it's going to work out for the long haul. We've seen this human behavior during the dot-com boom and bust. So I just wanted to share with you that I personally am not the least bit fearful. We know that this is how humans behave when it comes to speculation within the crypto asset class. This is just what it looks like. It's par for the course. And I'm going to illustrate that a little bit further in this video, but let's get into some of the price action that some analysts are saying we should expect moving forward here. We'll start with this piece from News BTC. This is written by, I'm going to butcher this because this name is foreign to me, but it's Ayush Jindal. I apologize if that's incorrect. I'm doing my best here. But title this, Charted, XRP consolidates why it could rally again to 75 cents. And I think first, where did I want to jump in on this one? Maybe it was down here. Yeah, so there's a chart. He had a chart. It's on your screen if you want to take a gander at this here. But he was, in a general sense, I don't want to get into too much technical jibber jabber because that's not the thrust of what this channel is. If you want to chart, there are all sorts of great chart analysts out there. I just like to do something that I don't really see anybody else doing, which is just get opinions from multiple analysts and just share them in one video. But I try to stay away from as much of the technical speak as I can. It's not always entirely avoidable, but that's kind of what I'm striving for. But anyway, here it seems like there is a major contracting triangle forming with resistance near 70 cents on the 4-hour chart of the XRP USD pair. That triangle support is close to the 61.8% fib retracement level of the upward move from the 56.62 cent swing low to 75.47 cent swing high. And by the way, this was written before the most recent contraction a little bit earlier today here. If there is a clear break below the triangle support, XRP could revisit the 60 cent support. Any more losses could increase the chances of a break towards the 52 cent level. And so again, that ultimately did happen, but nothing goes up in a straight line forever. Of course, there's going to be some sort of retracement at some point. And like I mentioned in a video the other day, if you look at how Bitcoin performed from 2015 through 2017, so 2 full years, during that massive rally, which ultimately brought Bitcoin to its all-time high of right at $20,000, there were 9 major corrections that averaged 37%. And so this, again, in crypto is par for the course. There's a lot of volatility in crypto because, two primary reasons. There's a frenzy around the technology. And then, more importantly, though, the markets are simply illiquid. It doesn't take much new money coming in or leaving to have dramatic swings as a result of it, right? And so then they have this little question mark here, fresh rally in XRP. If XRP stays above the triangle support, it could attempt an upside break above the 68 and 70 cent resistance levels. A clear break above the triangle resistance is likely to open doors for a fresh rally towards 75 cents and 76.5 cent resistance levels. And so given that it did break lower, analysts in general, and he didn't cite that specifically in this particular piece, but you'll see there are other analysts, it might have been this individual, Rakesh Upadhyay with Cointelegraph, he was talking about, depending on what happens, if you see a breakdown, maybe it ranges sideways for a few days, which to me, whatever. I'm just going to be Mr. Patient. I'm going to let all the other humans out there who are basically like, they're behaving like useful idiots, as I jokingly say, because without people behaving in this irrational way and emotionally buying and selling and going through all that crap, you don't have volatility. I want exposure to this asset class because of the volatility. If it weren't volatile and I threw my money into something and it just traded sideways forever, well, what the hell good is that going to do me? So no, I love the volatility. I just don't want to participate in the emotional aspect as buying and selling. And I won't. I absolutely will not. I just recognize humans do this. I think it's silly that humans do this, especially given how much data is out there that proves that it's, in my mind, it proves that it's ridiculously silly, but still, they're going to do it. To me, I'm just acknowledging reality here. But here's what Rakesh had to say on XRP. XRP/USD. XRP price soared to an intraday high at 78 cents on November 24th from a low of 22.78 cents on November 3rd. Massive jump up, which is a 242% rally within a short time. such vertical rallies are not sustainable. The long wick on the November 24th candlestick shows profit booking at higher levels. And what have I been saying? This is undeniably true. Rallies like that, they're not sustainable forever. There have to be retracements, and some people are going to take profits, and then that's going to spook people, and others are going to sell as a result because they're like lemmings off a cliff. It's just what humans do. Now, the RSI above 91 suggests that the markets are overheated in the short term and need to cool off. However, the long tail on today's candlestick shows that bulls continue to buy at lower levels in anticipation of a further up move. If the XRP/USD pair rallies above 78 cents, the uptrend could enter a blow-off phase and reach 96 cents. However, if the price turns down from the overhead resistance, the pair may remain range-bound for a few days. So there you go. And it did go down, because again, this article also was written right before we saw this most recent downtrend, which, by the way, just started happening within the last, several hours or so, somewhere thereabout. And so, from what he's saying here, expect range-bound trading for a few days. But my friends, this isn't over. So the macro trend is of just up, and away. It's still in place. Nothing has fundamentally changed in that regard. It is indeed here to stay. Even if it goes lower, I don't care if it goes down to 50 cents or 40%, which, by the way, is not what analysts are even calling for here. They're talking about this range. I think the lowest I saw may have been maybe 52 cents. Maybe it goes back down to that. But maybe it never does. Either way, we saw a little bit of a retracement. To this point, maybe it goes a little bit lower. Maybe it just trades sideways for a few days, but it's not done going up. And furthermore, I just want to state that it would be bizarre to me if XRP never again saw its all-time high. I can't imagine that, especially in the environment today, where all coins either go up or all coins go down in a general sense. And it doesn't mean that they're perfectly correlated down to the second, the minute, the day, the week, the month, whatever. But if you zoom out on a chart far enough, you can use your human eyeballs to see this, right? It's just an undeniable fact of life. Here is a piece from You Today, written by chart analyst Dennis Sarachuk. Let me go down to where he's talking about XRP. Here we go. He's talking about potentially, I'm not going to read it. I'll just tell you, he was talking about potentially XRP getting up to the 80-cent mark, effectively here. And so it's just, you can see the ranges that they're talking about. They're rather similar, even if they don't agree to the exact penny. These analysts tend to more or less think the same thing. And so I thought, well, okay, I don't know, strength in numbers or some such thing here. And then there's this piece from News BTC, and they're talking about, what the title is, Verge, Dash, and Status follow XRP higher amid absurd crypto rally. So again, it's actually not all just XRP here. And take a look at this. All eyes, this is where I wanted to jump in. Let me check just one sec here. Oh, here we go. There's a little subheading. 2017 era crypto assets explode higher. In what seems to be somewhat of a coordinated move, all the most popular crypto assets from the 2017 rally are starting to move seriously higher. If you look at data tracking sites such as CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, you will be quick to notice that a majority of the top players in the top 100 are coins that once were popular in the 2017 bull run. And then they go on to list a few of them, including XRP. These are coins that largely underperformed through 2018 and 2019, and even earlier this year. The outperformance of these coins now appears to be related to a wider shift between DeFi cryptos and these old guard cryptos. It does seem to look like that. And not that DeFi coins are going to go away either. This is all fairly complex environment here. But that's why with all the Bitcoin maxi trolls and just the haters out there saying, "Oh my God, I see XRP's not performing." Well, it was in a bear market for years, so what we see happen? Bitcoin did what it always does. It led the market, and then we waited, and then what do you know? XRP went up just like it's done in the past historically. This is not hard to figure out. Seriously, unless you think that what has happened in the past is not necessarily a good indication of what to expect in the future. But in my personal opinion, look, XRP has been in the top 10 cryptos, really more like the top 2 to 5 or 6 for like almost 8 years. Its entire existence. Why might that be? because there are tons of other cryptos that that used to be in the top 10 that you've never even heard of. If you just go back far enough, you can find all of this. And so that's why, even though I firmly believe that there's not enough people parsing out the differences between cryptocurrencies, and I think that's provably true if you just see how the market moves in tandem, there are some people like me, and perhaps you, if you're listening to a video like this, maybe you're more informed than the typical individual out there that's buying and selling crypto. And so there are enough people that keep XRP in that relative position in terms of market cap. And without us, it wouldn't be in the top 10 if people were, like, if there weren't any people that cared. But even so, it's more so the case that people are just betting on the asset class in general. That's definitely what it looks like to me still. And then there was this piece: why Ethereum and altcoins faced carnage as Bitcoin hit $19,500. I think there's only one little part I think I wanted to... Yeah, here we go. I kind of like what they wrote here. Bitcoin ended alt season as it passed $19,000. Peak is possible. I don't know about ending alt season. I think that we're just seeing we're probably going to see a little range bound action of some of these other chart analysts. All right, but anyway, here's what they wrote. The divergence is clear. Bitcoin passed $17,700, causing altcoins to soar. But as soon as $19,000 was cleared, things have turned for altcoins, as evident by the ETH-BTC trading pair. Ethereum has tanked compared to Bitcoin's ongoing bullishness. The boom in altcoins is one of three factors CNBC's Brian Kelly points to as a near-term top. But when Bitcoin does take out its all-time high, fireworks in altcoins typically happen. So downside in the alternative crypto assets is likely limited as well. And that's another thing I was talking about in a video just yesterday. And I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, when Bitcoin hits its all-time high, is it just going to like peak above it and then go crashing back down? Maybe. I'd be kind of skeptical of that. I think that's going to be, because there's a psychological level of $20,000 and the all-time high. I think it's going to take off. This is a for fun guess, because look, I'm not a chart analyst, but I'm for fun going to guess that. And ultimately, alts are going to take off with it as well. We'll see if it happens at the exact same time frame, but it's going to happen. Like, I don't, the altcoins out there, they're not just going to suddenly go the way of the dodo, my favorite extinct avian creature, just for the hell of it. I can't even imagine that. It just doesn't make any sense, because I can see, like, there's enough data out there. We can see how humans behave, and just like snap of a finger, they're no longer going to behave like that out of nowhere. When nothing fundamentally has changed, I don't buy it. It doesn't make sense. And then this was a tweet from a chart analyst, Crypto Bull, who wrote, so far, XRP follows exactly the same price increases as in early 2017. If this momentum continues, we will hit around $20 by end of January 2021. And so, I'm not saying it's going to happen in that time frame. I'm just sharing with you opinions that various chart analysts have put out into the universe here. But whatever the time frame looks like, to me, it's almost immaterial. Yes, I guess I'd rather have it sooner than later. But I'm just going to sit here and be more patient than everybody else, because I think that's how I'm going to win. Just by letting everybody else do the emotional buying and selling. I'm not going to try and time the bottom and top of the market cycle. I'm just, because I know I won't be able to do that. I definitely won't. And just wait. Plus, on top of that, I purchased a bunch of XRP within the last couple months, and in the United States, for tax purposes, I need to hold it for at least a year so that I get taxed at the capital gains level rather than on based on income brackets. Because frankly, if you're pulling out, say it's $500,000 or $1 million in profit, say it gets up that high. Capital gains is only like 20% at its peak, and that's a lot less than what the top bracket would be. So I wouldn't mind, frankly, if we could wait about a year for XRP to hit that. But what I want, that's not just going to magically happen. So I'm just saying I would prefer that. But whenever it happens, it happens. So anyway, I just want to share this with you because I have no fear whatsoever. I'm just going to patiently hold. And I think that XRP will be worth substantially more than it is in the future. And if I'm wrong, maybe I'll lose everything. But I don't think I'm wrong. I am Mr. XRP Bull for a reason. And so, again, I'm sleeping easy. I feel great about this. Don't care about the small short-term pullback. I think this thing's going to keep rocketing up. Just give it time. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!